So I'm not so strict with myself. I won't give myself, say, 500 or 1,000 words a morning. I'll try to do something every morning. It could be a page or two, it could be more or less. And then, having got it over with, one's conscience is clear, you know, I've done some work today. And you can then sit back, read, enjoy a good book, and then if you're in the mood later in the day, maybe write a little more. And of course, I think most successful writers, Graham Greene being one of them, did write pretty regularly. And also in going back 20, 30, 40 years, you didn't have a laptop or a computer to help you with your writing. You wrote by hand, or you had an old typewriter and banged out your stories on that. So perhaps the discipline was a little different to what it is today. And writers too, no matter how famous they were, did not become celebrities in the visual sense that you wouldn't be recognized in the street, you wouldn't have young people running up and asking for an autograph. If you were very successful, you would be known by your name and not by your face. You mentioned Graham Greene, sir, and I was 1952, I was in London sitting in a studio of the BBC. I was just 18 or 19, and I'd been asked to give a little talk about growing up in India. And I was outside the studio, and another gentleman came and sat down beside me. And we exchanged in a desultory way comments about the weather and the political situation and other things.
As you still do in England.
Yes, and he, after a few minutes, he got up and went into one of the studios. And my producer came along and sat beside me and said, "Well, do you know who that was?" I said, "No." He said, "That was Graham Greene." Yes, it was. So you see, he was then probably at the peak of his fame. He'd just done a screenplay for a film called The Third Man, which was very successful. And but he was anonymous. So sometimes being anonymous is actually a great advantage to a writer, because you can be looking at the world and the world doesn't really know you're looking at them. But once you've lost that anonymity, you're being observed and you become a bit self-conscious about it too.
That is absolutely fascinating.